Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel, I hope you are all doing well. Today is the day after video of Juve Roma with a beautiful victory of Juventus that is taking us there on top at -2 of Inter. But before speaking about the game, I want to come back on what happened yesterday in the Allianz Stadium. That is really shocking, is really disgusting, is a shame to see things like that in 2023. But anyway, I'm super pissed off because yesterday what happened in the visitor sector, there is a tifoso of Roma that took a chair. I have no idea how he did it, but he was able to take away a chair and throw it in the other sector where Juventini were, hitting the head of a Juventino. I hope he's doing well. I have no news about him, so hopefully he's doing well. But these are disgusting scenes. Well, if we are today the last day of the year, we are the 31st of December 2023, if I have a wish, is that we stop seeing these kind of thing in the stadium. But not only in the Allianz Stadium, not only when it is against a Juventino, but in all the stadium of the world. Football should be joy. Football should be peace, should be a nice moment that you are there without having fear to go with your son, with your daughter, with your wife. These kind of things are absolutely unacceptable. And these are not okay things. I'm not happy. Absolutely not happy. Now, let's speak about something better. I told you, Juventus 1, Roma 0. Gazzetta dello Sport is starting with Special Juve, of course, referring to Special 1, Jose Mourinho. Yesterday it was Special Juve. Batte anche Mu. Allegri is beating Mu as well. And they are going at there at -2 from Inter. Inter, 45 points after 18 games, 1 game to play in the first round of Serie A 2023-2024, and Juventus 43 points. What is important is indeed that we are there at -2. Super important if we want to believe, if we want to fight and compete as long as possible for the Scudetto, but even more important, the +7 over Milan, the +10 over Fiorentina, the +12 over the 5th in the ranking that is at the moment Bologna. +12 is a lot, is 4 games, and if we are looking at even Atalanta, Roma, Napoli, it's even 5 games on top of them. That's a lot of games. That's a really beautiful margin, so winning yesterday was extremely important. Corriere dello Sport, Special 1, also referring to Mourinho, Special 1, but this time with the Italian connotation, Special 1, because it is Allegri, Special 1, the 6th 1-0 this season of Allegri, but it's not the only one that he did. If we're looking at his total career, 76-1-0. He becomes actually the coach in Serie A that was able to win most games with 1-0. 76. That's a lot. That's extremely a lot. Tutto Sport is saying buon anno Juve. Happy New Year to the Juventini. We will take time to say it tomorrow, of course. In the meanwhile, we're saying happy end of 2023. But also partially we will have a super end of 2023 thanks to the victory of yesterday. Rabiot goal, Roma KO. The goal of Rabiot, Roma knockout, sogni di Scudetto, dreams of Scudetto. And we are going back to the words after the game of Adrien Rabiot, the decider of the game that yesterday was able to score that beautiful 1-0. He said, I believe in the Scudetto, and I believe in it even more than when I said it a few weeks ago. Rabiot is going and dreaming for the Scudetto, also in Gazzetta dello Sport. Adesso ci crediamo ancora di più. Now we are believing in it even more than in the past. When in the first weeks, or a few weeks ago, he was speaking in a I form, he was speaking about himself, I believe in the Scudetto, being a bit the leader that is taking his teammates. Well, now he's speaking in we form, saying we believe in the Scudetto even more than in the past. Yes, in the locker rooms we are believing in the Scudetto. Why more than in the past? Because that win of yesterday was crucial. And he said it, you know, when it started, the win of yesterday, it was in the hotel, in the J Hotel, because we watched all together Inter losing 2 points against Genoa, and that's where we said we have to catch up, we have to come back, we have to go back to -2. We could have been at -7 if Inter won and if we lost. Well, we are there at -2, and that's the world of difference. I told you I was extremely scared that mentally, after Inter losing points, we would not be ready to beat Roma, that we would probably collapse because it was too beautiful to be true. Well, they made a difference, and that's a huge difference versus the game of Genoa. When we had a beautiful opportunity to go again momentarily over Inter, we flopped it. Inter flopped as well against the team of Gilardino. Well, this time we made sure that we didn't flop, and that's something that makes me super happy. Then yes, yesterday was again, for the sixth time this year, a cortomuso win, a 1-0 win, but at the end, the 1-0 plus 1-0 plus 1-0 plus 1-0, then you have a 2-1. Well, these results are making the difference, and at the moment we are doing extremely well. Who would have thought, seriously, between you and me, last year in December 2022, that we would have been able now to already compete for the Scudetto? I don't know if we will win. Inter is stronger than Juve, so I don't know. But go back, rewind 1 year ago, who would have thought that we would be able to fight with the finalist of Champions League 2023? Not me. It was really extremely difficult. We had the board members that all resigned. There were no management. We saw that in the Mercato, because they took away from us the Champions League, we had no finance entries. We had problems. We were not able to do Mercato. It was quite difficult. We lost some big players because he did well or he didn't do well. Well, a Quadrado, a Di Maria, a Paredes, Bonucci, all leaving was a big hit, especially if you are not able to replace him. If you're looking at the bench that we had yesterday, especially in the midfield, with Donjé that didn't start yet, with Nicolussi that played a few games this season, and then you had Miretti that is not doing that well, well, it was quite difficult to imagine that we would have been at +7 over the third, +10 over the fourth. Impossible. Then yes, it was a cortomuso win in the result, but was yesterday the game really a cortomuso, scoring and all going in the back? Well, if you're looking at the average position of yesterday, you will see that in the first half we had 7 players that were in the half of Roma. So you have an average block of Juventus that was quite high. We know it. There are two teams that are playing a kind of mirror game, that 3-5-2, two games that are paying attention to not go too much up because they want to secure there. Well, yesterday Allegri won. Tactically, yesterday Allegri won, and also the team, especially in the first half, was really offering some things. You know, for people that saying we are only waiting for individual brilliances and performances, if you're looking really at the patterns that we are doing, especially there on the right side, you will see that it's not only coincidence. Look at what we did in the beginning of the season. On the left side, with Cambiaso that was playing together with Rabiot and Chiesa, with Cambiaso entering. Then you had the Chiesa that was going on the wing and Rabiot going up. Well, you see kind of the same movements now on the right side with Weah instead of Cambiaso, because yesterday Cambiaso didn't play. That was also trying, probably not with the same result as Cambiaso, but in the mechanism. Weah entering centrally with McKennie, that is doing fantastically well, going on the right side. And sometimes you see also a Federico Gatti this time instead of Vlahovic. On the other side, Federico Gatti that is going super high. And who is covering? Well, it is actually Locatelli. I remember that when I had a live with Loca, I told him, what if 6-7 years from now on, do you believe you can become a really strong center defender, a center back? He told me, no, Beppe, I don't want to become a center back. But I saw that, and if you're looking at the game of yesterday, well, according to me, Locatelli did a fantastic game. Also sacrificing himself, going back, supporting Bremer and Danilo, that were going a bit more wider. Danilo on the left, Bremer on the right side, with Locatelli that was really playing at a certain moment as a center back. Not because all the team was going back, but to offer that possibility to Gatti to play up. And these kind of things, that's what I want to tell you. It's not a coincidence. These kind of things were tested in training session and we are working on them. So you like them, you don't like them, but the patterns are existing and they are there. Yesterday, we didn't risk that much against Roma. 0.46 expected goal for the Giallorossi. 1.12 for Juve. Was it a spectacular game? No, especially not in the last 15 of the first half. Especially not after that we scored, but yesterday we won. Now, speaking about individuals, I wanted to point out some players. Bremer. What a game of Bremer. What a game of Bremer. I told you, I was a bit scared of Bremer. I remembered on the 4th of April that penalty that he caused against Inter on Lukaku. Well, this time, you know, when we saw what he had in his pocket, he had keys, he had wallet, he had Leao, he had Osimhen. Well, today we can say that also Lukaku in his pocket. Yesterday he didn't play Lukaku. Yesterday Bremer totally cancelled him. And I'm super happy for the Brazilian one because game after game after game he's growing. Vlahovic, I told it, according to me, his best game of 2023. I'm not exaggerating. I don't care if he scored or not. Of course, a striker that is scoring is even nicer. It's nice. I'm happy for them. But yesterday, the performance that he's doing is just fantastic. He tried with his weak foot. He tried multiple times. He even tried with a kind of bicycle kick. He's doing that fantastic, beautiful assist to Adrien Rabiot. But he's playing with Grinta. He's not falling on the ground. He was winning his duel also physically. He was also there, really accurate in his passes. He was involved in the game. And when he had, at a certain moment, that little dip, well, you see the support of the team, uniti, all together, with Gatti that is going to him after the bicycle that he missed. And he said, oh, Vlahovic, heads up. We have to continue. You have it. You got it. You have to do it. You have to continue. You have to push. Showing not only technical abilities from the team, but also showing the personal behavior, the private person, the team that is united. And I saw these kind of things that were fantastic. Vlahovic, according to me, if not man of the match, is really close. According to me, a fantastic performance of Dusan. Locatelli, that a lot of you will probably not have seen that much. He was not that much visible. He didn't score. He didn't do an assist. Locatelli yesterday, a 3-star performance. A 3-star performance. What a performance of Loca. Super involved. He was everywhere. He was really smart. He was dictating. A real leader on the pitch. I absolutely adored his performance. And then the other one is Yildiz. Mamma mia. Yildiz. Can we speak about Yildiz for a second? The kid against Frosinone. Beautiful goal. He entered. The plays that he did. But yesterday again, it's quite easy. He's taking the ball. He's turning himself. And he's going. And you can't stop him. You want to stop him, you have to make a foul. I still don't understand how it's possible that Mancini and the other one, Llorente, are still not booked. But anyway, you want to stop him, you have to foul him. A fantastic player. I told it yesterday during the live, it's not a rotational player anymore. He's a starter. Then, will we change our formation? No, we will continue with the 3-5-2. In certain games, you will see contemporarily Chiesa, Kenan, and Dusan Vlahovic or Milik or whatever. But at the moment, we continue with the 3-5-2. But how great is it to have two players, a la Chiesa that is entering. He didn't score yesterday because it was cancelled. The assist, McKennie is flopping it. It happens. But how important is it to have two players that are different? Because they are not the same. Different, but they are able to change the game. Beautiful. Then the one that disappointed me yesterday, and it started to be a bit worrying, is Danilo. I didn't appreciate his performance that much. Not that he did 100 mistakes, but anyway, not at the standards of the Danilo that I want, not at the standards of the Danilo that I know. So he needs to come back, okay? But it's great when you have all your other teammates that are there to support you, to sacrifice, to help you. That's okay. The big thing is when the last game we conceded a goal because him and Kostic were both absent on the same side. That's a problem. Yesterday Kostic was not wow, but was not bad, was an average game, a trustable game, a reliable game. Now, the answer of Allegri, because you remember the words of Acerbi that was speaking about 200 million euros spent by Juve on Chiesa, Bremer, Vlahovic, and that they were going only on the free market players, free transfer market players, and so on and so on. Yesterday there was the question, do you want to answer to Acerbi? And Allegri said yesterday, I don't want to comment the words of Acerbi. Why? Because he's a player from Inter. They are ahead of us from 2 points. They did 45 points, which are a lot of points. They did really, really, really well. We try, and that's our objective, to stay as close as possible to them. We know that the journeys from both teams are totally different. Inter, look at the average age of their players. What is he saying? Look at the average age, look at the average experience, look at where the players are. They are in their peak. Inter is really in their peak. While Juventus, no, because we are playing with a lot of youngsters, first season in Serie A, first time that they are playing some games as starters, like a Kenan Yildiz, like a Nicolosi that is entering sometimes. It's a huge difference, a big, huge margin of progress for Juve, where the others are at their peak. But he's saying, look at the average age of Inter, and then you will understand that there are two different journeys. We are extremely satisfied with what we are doing without looking in the home of the other ones. And that's a beautiful one. Because in a polite way saying, mind your business, Acerbi, speak about your team and don't start speaking about ourselves, about Juventus. Beautiful. I love that one. Anyway, for the Mercato, before closing, Højbjerg, still pole position for Højbjerg according to Tuttosport, but pay attention because January is long. So does that mean that we will go full power for Højbjerg? No, there are big chances, but it's not a done deal. But January is long. There was one thing that is sure is Allegri said to the management, calma, we have a team, and look at the celebration of yesterday in the tunnels, in the game. Everyone wants to be part of that team. Even Paulo Dybala wanted to be part of that circle at a certain moment before the kickoff of the game. Well, that's important. We don't want to create We don't want toxicity in that group that is really working really well, and they have a dream, and they will do everything to achieve that dream. Will it work or not? We have time to understand it, because Serie A is really long, but at least they want to do everything they can. Will there be a reinforcement for the summer? Yes, and we have our first one. It is Adzic. We already spoke about him, so I will not repeat, but just today it was confirmed by Romeo Agresti, by Fabrizio Romano. Juventus, they already did it, and next week or the second week of January, there will be the physical test, the medical test for the player born in 2006. 2 million euro plus 1 million euro add-ons. It can be for a total with bonuses, etc., of 5 million, which is actually super cheap, and we are securing a beautiful talent. Anyway, that was it for me for the video of today. A shorter one. We didn't go too much into detail. I will probably also not edit the video. Why? Because it's the 31st of December. And I told you in the beginning of the video, I wish really that we don't see these kind of disgusting scenes anymore in a football stadium. But if there is something that I want to wish to you guys, is having a fantastic, beautiful end of 2023 and also a beautiful beginning of 2024. For the rest of the wishes, well, tomorrow, video on the channel. Maximum of like if you didn't yet. Please continue to subscribe. Grazie, forza. Juve. Ciao. Ciao ragazzi.